miniOrange, strong authentication. Many organizations protect cloud and enterprise application logins with a simple username and password. Entering these two pieces of information grants access to company databases, email accounts, and other sensitive information. But passwords are notoriously insecure, as many users choose weak passwords which can be easily guessed or cracked. Phishing attacks trick people daily into revealing their passwords, and users on unsecured networks can have their passwords sniffed. Users, for the sake of convenience, use the same login credentials for multiple accounts. Furthermore, it's impossible to tell who has access to your users' accounts, or even if anyone is accessing them illicitly. The most practical way to strengthen authentication is to require a second factor after username and password. Since a password is something that a user knows, second factor authentication ensures that the user also possesses something like personal mobile phone, hardware token, or user something is, like voice authentication, face recognition, to access the critical data securely. miniOrange, strong authentication, provides a number of second-factor authentication methods to reliably configure users' identity. It verifies who you are, who you say you are before letting you move forward. We ensure that however varied your user base may be, we have the right authentication method for each one of them. miniOrange Authentication Service provides authentication methods and integrates with applications that do or do not support standards like SAML, OpenID, OAuth, etc. Types of authentication we provide are OTP over SMS, OTP over email, OTP over SMS and email, out-of-band SMS, out-of-band email. Soft token, push notification. Hardware token, security questions, mobile authentication, voice authentication, phone verification, device identification, and many more. You can choose from any of the authentication methods to augment your password-based authentication. miniOrange Authentication Service works internationally and has customers authenticating from many countries around the world. It works with all phone types from landlines to smartphones. In the simplest case, users just answer a phone call and press a button to authenticate. Now, let's see how our strong authentication works. First, we will demonstrate all our strong authentication methods through quick test. Then configure it for miniOrange self-service console, then show authentication for any app like Google Apps. Then selecting the type of strong authentication. At first, let's sign in as an administrator, and do a quick test of all our authentication methods. Enter the provided login credentials in the administrator console. From the admin dashboard, select Quick Test. There are various types of strong authentication methods and we will go through them one by one. At first we will demo OTP over SMS, then click on Perform Test. You will receive an OTP through SMS on your registered phone. Type the received OTP and verify it. In the same way OTP over email, and OTP over email and SMS works. Now let's test out-of-band email. You will receive an email where you can either accept the transaction or deny it. Accept the transaction to continue. Out-of-band SMS also works in the same way. Now we will check for mobile authentication. First we need to configure for mobile authentication. Click here to configure. Select Mobile Authentication from the Strong Authentication page. Click here to download our app, IMMe. On clicking here you will be redirected to Play Store or Apple Store link for our app. You can also scan the barcode using a third-party scanner to redirect for downloading the app. Or we can send the link on number you provided us. After downloading the app, click on Configure and scan the barcode. You will be registered successfully. Go back to Quick Test and select Mobile Authentication. And perform the test. Now scan the barcode using the app. After verification of mobile authentication, we will now test for soft token. Click on Soft Token in the app, which generates a 6-digit OTP every 30 seconds. Now we will test for push notifications. Clicking on Perform Test, you will receive a push notification through our app. Accept the transaction. Next, let's test voice authentication. For that, we need to configure it. Select voice authentication from the page. Scan the barcode using the app. So for configuring your app, select voice protection, where you will be provided with two options, digits or phrases. In this demo we select digits. Press the mic button and say the digits aloud. Congratulations, you have successfully configured for voice authentication. Go back to Quick Test and perform voice authentication. Press Identify and say the digits present on the screen. Voice gets authenticated successfully. Now let's test for security questions. To configure this, click here. Select Security Questions from the Strong Auth page. Select any two questions from the drop-down list and answer them. You can also make one customized question of yours and answer it. Go back to Quick Test and perform security questions. You will be asked any two questions from the three configured questions. Answer them and verify it. After security questions, we will check for phone verification. You will receive a phone call in your registered number for a 4-digit OTP. Validate it. Now we will test USB hardware token. For configuring it, go to Strong Auth method. Select USB hardware token. First, insert the USB hardware in your USB port. Select OTP now. On touching the miniOrange Authenticator button, the OTP will be entered in the field automatically. Go back to Quick Test and perform the USB hardware token. Follow the similar steps and verify it. After testing all our strong authentication methods, let's see how to configure them for users. Go to Policies, select App Authentication Policy. Click on Add Policy. Choose Self-Service Console from the application list. Select the specific group you want to assign the policy and give it a name. Select first factor type as password, enable second factor and save your settings. Now, check out how an end user logs into miniOrange self-service console. Login using miniOrange credentials. Pass the second factor authentication by scanning the barcode using the app, I.me. After successfully validation, you will enter the dashboard. In the same way, you can set the first factor type as mobile. For this, edit your settings and change it to mobile. When the first factor type is mobile, then there is no need for second factor. Type in the username only. Without entering the password, user requires to pass the strong authentication directly. Now, let's see how to secure an app. Here, we are configuring Google Apps. For proper steps, consult our guide or video on how to secure Google Apps. After configuration of the app, we set its policy. Select application name as Google Apps, set it to a specific group. Name the policy. Give its first factor type and save the settings. Now, when the end user logins with Google, entering its username, the user will be redirected to miniOrange, single sign-on service console for authentication. On passing the authentication method, you will be logged into your Google account. On the end user dashboard, selecting Strong Auth from the menu will redirect you to the page where you can select any type of Strong Auth method. On top, we can see the three types of status of the method, that are, active method, which the user is currently using, that is in green, configured method that are in blue and are already configured by you, and the last one is unconfigured method that are in white and is not yet configured. With every strong authentication method, the type of devices these are compatible with are also mentioned. You can also configure or reconfigure strong authentication methods from here. Select any other active strong authentication method you want, and then click on Save. Hence, miniOrange Strong Authentication helps in securing all your critical data. For more details, go to miniOrange.com and check our Strong Authentication product page. Or submit your query with us, and we will make sure to contact you back. Thank you for choosing miniOrange. For more information, visit miniOrange.com, or contact us at info@miniOrange.com.